everybody wants to get united. Like, what we gotta do is meet everybody on 149th Street at the bench.
Being toy. In graffiti, it's a phase that we all go through. And it's a phase that most try to rush past. But what if I told you this was the best part about graffiti, man? This was by far when graffiti was the most fun and the most enjoyable. And don't get me wrong, that's not to say that, I'm not enjoying graffiti nowadays. It's just not what it used to be. And I think a lot of you older guys might agree with me on this one. So let me hear your thoughts about it in the comments down below. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about why being toy is so great and why you really shouldn't try to rush past that phase. Some simple house cleaning, right? Let's set the stage here. When I'm using toy in this way, we're talking about just people that are new. So we're not talking about people that are disrespectful. We're not talking about not knowing your history. We're not talking about people that are 10, 20 years in the game and still aren't good. We're talking about somebody who's brand new to this life. That's what we mean when we say toy in this video. I remember when I very first started graffiti, I was real young. I was actually still in elementary school. And back then, everything felt incredible. Everything felt amazing. Like, no matter what it was that I drew, it felt like it was the best drawing I've ever done, you know? Graffiti has this really easy appeal to it where it has a low bar to entry. And this isn't meant as an insult. This is just the reality of many different art forms out there, graffiti being one of them, where you have a low standard of skill that's necessary in order to actually partake in the art form, and you also have a low standard of knowledge that's necessary in order to actually once again partake in the art form. So because graffiti has such low standards, such low bar to entry, anybody can do it, even elementary school kids like myself back then. And when you do your first tag or your first throwy or your first piece, it's the most dope thing you've ever seen, you know, because at the same time, you oftentimes don't have the experience of seeing things that are far better. And maybe that's less so the case nowadays because you have the internet, but back then you didn't. Regardless, it's still easy enough to look at your own work and be really impressed with yourself. This right here gives you a sense of accomplishment, a sense of something achieved, a little bit of pride sprinkled in there as well. And better yet, oftentimes a lot of people that are called to graffiti, that are compelled to do graffiti, are oftentimes self-conscious, not really self-assured, you know, they don't really have that confidence in them, or they're in a rough spot in life. And we'll get to that last one here in a minute. Now, if you're a graffiti artist, you're a writer, and you're looking at your work and you're like, man, I know I can take my stuff further. I know I can do better than this. But you're still struggling to kind of breach past that toy phase, then check out our Ultimate Graffiti Guidebook. Look, you guys have heard me talk about this book a million times. We've helped thousands of people with this book so far. They've learned how to find their style, they've learned all of graffiti's fundamentals in one simple read-through, and they learned decades worth of information within that book. And the best part is they did it easily without much struggle. So if you're new to graffiti and you want to get better at this amazing art form, I guarantee you this book has what you're looking for. And for you more experienced guys, we talk about things in there that have never been talked about in the graffiti community before. You could read the glossary of this book and you would learn more from that than most graffiti mentors and most YouTube videos out there other than mine. So if that's just the glossary, imagine what the full book would teach you. Check out digital copies over at theartistblock.inc with physical copies over on Amazon. Also, I'm excited to say, if you want to, you can pre-order our sequel to this book, The Ultimate Graffiti Guidebook Part 2, Throwies, over at theartistblock.inc right now. Once again, this is for pre-order for the digital version of the book, and we'll automatically send you the full book once it's released. We're looking to release the Throwaway book around May, but I'll keep you guys up to date as far as that release date is concerned, and once again, we'll automatically email you the digital download for the book once it's done. But let's get back into the video. Graffiti acts as an amazing confidence booster, partially because of that low bar to entry, but secondarily for the illegal side as well, which not everybody partakes in, which is why we tackled the low bar to entry self-accomplishment portion of it first, but the illegal side of it also gives a huge confidence boost. Now, whenever we talk about this, I always got to do a little bit of maintenance and say we never condone breaking the law here on the channel. However, it's an unavoidable reality of graffiti. For a lot of those very same self-conscious people that lack a lot of confidence, it takes a lot for them to muster up the courage to do a tag in the streets. And when they finally do, they're absolutely mind blown by the fact that they were able to do it. It's a massive boost of confidence in those instances where now they're like, wow, all right, I have what it takes. I have the what's the phrasing I want to use for that? The courage in order to go ahead and overcome the fear and do this tag in the streets. It's very common to hear graffiti artists, even experienced graffiti artists, say, yeah, when I very first started, I was a meek person, you know, I wasn't really all that brave or daring. And after graffiti, that changed. This is doubly true if you spend a long time doing graffiti and you start to up the ante quite a bit and you start to take bigger and bigger risks. You start to do billboards, you start to do heaven spots, so on and so forth. As you guys know, while I will never rappel off a building in my life, you know, we talked about that in a different video, I have climbed up the side of factories and I've fallen through rooftops and you know, so on and so forth. So there is a certain level of, we'll call it desensitizing, that happens through your years of doing graffiti, where you become more and more daring, more and more brave, because you've experienced more and more. And this community, man, they'll get you used to talking to people really quick if you have a decently sized graffiti community around your area, because if you meet other people, they'll ask you what you write. They'll ask you to hit their book, and many times they'll do it with a bit of an attitude as well. Maybe that's just because I grew up in New Jersey, right, where everybody has an attitude for no reason at all. So if you weren't previously used to talking to people, like some people I mentored, you know, they were a little bit more on the timid side, and people would press them, they would ask them, and you'd see them physically pause and have to muster the courage in order to speak with their chest and speak with a little bit of an authority, speak with a little bit of confidence in their name, in their tag name, and they would say, you know, I write XYZ, and they learn how to conduct themselves, which is a life skill you can use quite literally at any point throughout your life. This is part of what makes graffiti so appealing and so amazing feeling, especially when you're toy, because all of these new experiences are kind of being thrown at you at one time, and that's mixed in there with a feeling of self-accomplishment, with a feeling of self-growth in those instances, where you feel like as a person, not just as a graffiti artist or as a writer, but as a person, you're growing and changing because of what graffiti is putting you through. Now, we can go into a whole different video on whether or not it actually is progression or not, or whether it's detrimental. We've actually already talked about that many times in other videos, but let's dial it back to why being a toy in graffiti is one of the most fun and best parts of graffiti. Circle back around to that third option, where most people are in a rough spot in life when they begin graffiti. This right here is another reason that not everybody's going to experience. For those who are going through a rough spot in life and they find graffiti during that time, graffiti ends up acting as an escape. Whether they're doing it legally or illegally, it ends up acting as an escape. A very easy and accessible escape. Something that's going to serve as a means to distract them and potentially even get them out of that rough spot. Once again, not everybody experiences that, not everybody goes through that, because not everybody's in a rough spot when they find graffiti. That one's pretty straightforward, that one's pretty cut, dry, and simple. There's not really much else to that one. But moving forward from there, another reason why the toy phase is such a fun time for new graffiti artists is because this is more than just a form of art. It's a community and a lifestyle. That's three things in total, and that gives you plenty to learn. You have to learn not only about the art, you know, how to do a tag, how to make your tag look better, same for your throwaways and pieces, but also how to navigate the community. Meeting new people, you know, thinking about crews, all of that is thrilling, and finding your place within that community is both extremely fun, feels like a bit of an adventure, especially early on when you're younger, and it's a decent challenge as well. Now, with the internet today, you also have communities online as well, which, if you ask me, aren't really like a great parallel to graffiti communities in person, but they're serviceable, and, you know, that's the only option for many people out there. So we'll go ahead and throw that in the mix as well. And thirdly, when it comes down to the lifestyle, which is more applicable to writers and brand new writers, as opposed to just your average graffiti artist who keeps it legal, learning how to balance that lifestyle can be quite enjoyable. It almost makes you feel somewhat like a superhero or supervillain in some instance, where you have this double life that many people don't know about. Now, once again, I feel like I'm saying this a lot in this video. My apologies, man. What do you want from me? When I started graffiti, the internet wasn't really a thing. But that might be different nowadays with the internet, because, well, nowadays a lot of brand new graffiti artists just let everybody know who they are, which blows my mind, and I'll never understand it. So they may not feel that way because they kind of just reveal who they are to everybody. If you don't, then you get that feeling as well. Man, I remember meeting new writers, whether it was me walking on the train tracks. I remember, oh my goodness, I remember one time, me and my partner, we were doing a piece on one side of this factory wall. We were on the outside, and we're doing this piece, you know, it's whatever, having a good time, being kind of quiet. We're not really trying to make a lot of noise because this spot is by a shopping center, and we can be seen from the parking lot, you know, so we're not trying to draw too much attention to ourselves. And I remember this random homeless guy comes out from the side, the Oracle bum for you long viewers. He pops up and he's like, hey, wow, that's incredible. We got two different crews doing graffiti at the same time. And I'm like, what? Who else is here? I haven't heard, I mean, we've been here for like 30 minutes to an hour. I haven't heard anybody. And literally, I'm not kidding you when I say, we follow him through the door and we look, and there's people on the other side of the same wall. Now, granted, they weren't like, we're here and they're right here. There was definitely space, but it was wild to think that we were that close. Regardless, it was always fun meeting new writers. Like my first legal wall, for example. I remember Demmer took me and my partner to New Brunswick to do a wall that was having an event there, a little bit of a graph jam, and we saw countless writers. We had no intentions of painting, me and my partner. Instead, we were supposed to be there to sell paint, to sell supplies for the shop, and Demmer was there to paint. So while we're kind of like packing stuff and whatnot, my partner and I always brought our black book for other writers and famous writers to go ahead and sign whenever we went into events like this. So him and I are unpacking things, getting ready in order to start selling products, spray paint, you know, caps, things to the people at the event, when all of a sudden, Re2 comes up and asks Demmer if my partner and I are going to be painting alongside Dem. My partner and I, man, our eyes lit up. We were like, please, please say yes, please. Dem gave us the okay. He's like, yeah, sure, you guys can paint, but you guys don't have sketches. Now, back then, I was still very much toy, as was my partner. And Re2 gave us our first legal wall. And then my mentor, which is kind of tradition for, like, you know, our circle, and something that I did with everybody I mentored after, was for your first piece, the mentor does the outline. So my mentor knocked out the outline, and then I had to, you know, fill it in and outline it myself and all that. And that was a blast. That was amazing. Legal spots after that didn't have nearly as much punch, right? It wasn't as impactful. It's not that I didn't enjoy myself, I certainly did, but it just wasn't as impactful. The single biggest issue with this phase, though, is that every single toy wants to rush through the process. Nobody wants to stay toy. I mean, the term is used as an insult, and because of that, most people don't want that title applied to them, not realizing that it's not always an insult. It's perfectly fine to be toy early on. The only time it's really an insult is if somebody is calling you out for your behavior, your lack of respect, things of that nature, or if they're just trying to get under your skin because they don't like you for whatever reason. But being called a toy when you are brand new is not an insult. It's just what you are. It's the reality of your situation, and there's nothing wrong with that spot. Inevitably, what ends up happening, though, is because they want to rush out of this phase, they try to force their work to be better than what it is, and they skip learning everything that they need to learn. And inevitably, this puts them into a scenario where they won't make progress for a solid 10, 20 years. This is the path most graffiti artists follow. This is why it takes them decades to learn the most simple of concepts, inevitably resulting in them actually being a toy, causing them to have a low skill level and knowledge level, but many years of experience for literal decades. So if you want to avoid that, if you want to actually get better and get out of the toy phase as fast as possible, the fastest way to do it seems like the longest way to do it, where all you got to do is practice those basics and learn your fundamentals. You do that, you'll be out of the toy phase within 3 to 5 years. Easy, instead of 3 to 5 decades. Oh man, the amount of stories from back in the day, it really brings like a lot of fond memories of writing and graffiti in general. If you guys have any other stories like that, drop them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, even though I may not respond back to all of them. Hearing your guys' stories is always a good time. But on that note, don't forget, we have our Ultimate Graffiti Guidebook in the description down below. Pre-orders down there as well for the Throwy book. And if you want the best how to do graffiti tutorials anywhere online, you can check those out right up here with more graffiti content right down here. I'll catch you guys back here next week. Thanks for watching.